Hi, welcome back to the channel. I today thought it would be fun to try and update my house on a very tight budget. If you're new, we moved to this townhome 5 months ago, almost 6 months ago. And while it's starting to come together and feel like home, there's definitely some things that are just incomplete, unfinished. Could use some little, I don't know, sprucing, some pizzazz, something to make it feel a little bit more homey. Specifically, I'll show you. This area here at the top of our stairs, excuse all the boxes, I will clear those away. I want to do a, what do they call it? A gallery wall. So I've got some empty frames and some pictures and stuff that we can put up. I just haven't done anything with them yet, so I'm thinking we can do that today. But there's also just my girls' room could use a little bit more something. I am going to be working on the nursery for our baby that will be coming at the end of the year, but I think I'm going to save that for another video because that is a lot of work, lots of projects. I'm spending little to no money for that, but I want to put together a cute nursery on a very tight budget and just see what we can do. So yeah, I thought I would bring you along today. We're gonna go to Hobby Lobby 1 because I want to get some scrapbook paper to put in some of those frames, and then probably the thrift store as well, just to see if I can find more frames to fill up that wall, and maybe a couple other little things to add here and there to just, spruce things. My budget that I'm working with, I sold a couple things, and so I have $25 to my name right now of extra additional money, and I just want to see what we can do to make our house feel a little bit more homey. If you have not been here before, hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Ashlyn. I am a 27-year-old stay-at-home mom. We have 2 kids right now, 1 more on the way, and we're in a very frugal season of life. We just paid for the last semester of my husband's master's degree, debt-free, so that finally is checked off the list. Now he just has to graduate, so it's set in stone, but we're just about there. We are also hoping to start saving for the down payment on our first home here pretty soon. But for this season of life, it's very frugal. We keep things very low budget, low spend. So I make lots of personal finance content, frugal lifestyle, all that sort of thing. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, I'd love it if you'd stick around. That was long. I feel like I gave you more of a spiel today than I normally do, but let's go see what we can find at the stores. Alright, we are back. We ended up going to 3 different stores. So we tried Hobby Lobby first for paper. I couldn't find anything that I liked. So then we tried Michael's, and I mean, their options were okay too, but just not worth the price. So we didn't find any paper for the frames. We then went to the thrift store, and I did find some frames. None of the artwork in them is what I would use, but they are some decent frames. So let me show you. I found this, and while this is cute, it's kind of Christmassy, but it's not the vibe. So I'm thinking I'm going to use the frame. It's all stapled in here. I don't know if you can see, but the art is stapled, and I can just pull those off pretty easy, I think, and put in something different, and then put paper on the back again to make it, all sealed in there. But it's a decent frame. I like the color of it, and the size is nice to have a big one. So that was $4. I found 2 of these big ones. I think it's 24. No, it wouldn't be quite that big. It's pretty big. I don't know, 20 by something. And I've got 2 of them. I don't like the artwork in them, but that can be changed out. I also don't like the color of these. So I have some spray paint that's like kind of brassy that I think I will spray paint these, change out the art, and they will be good to go. So these were expensive. They're $5 each, but I can think of a handful of places in my house that I would use these. So grabbed those. And then the last one is just little, but I thought it was really cute. This little frame with flower detail. It's like stony, looks like a stone. It says it's from Opal House, which I'm pretty sure is Target. And it was probably more expensive than $2 at Target, so I feel like that's a win. So not much luck on the decor front, but we did get lots of frames, and I think I can find things to do with them. I also, on my Buy Nothing group, saw that somebody had posted this floor lamp, and I thought it would go well either here in our living room. I've got it right now kind of evening out these 2 sides. Thinking I'll move it back behind the basket. I might spray paint that as well, that same brass color that I have, because my like end goal for all of this furniture, we got this when we were like brand new married, this bookshelf for like $12 at IKEA, and then we got this TV stand when we moved here for free. So love both of them. Don't love the color. So I'm thinking I'm either gonna paint them, or there's this stuff called Ratique I think, that it's like kind of like paint, but you can stain it so it acts like wood and it looks like wood, and I might do that. So I'm not sure. That is definitely less of a budget friendly project, which is why I've not tackled it yet, but maybe someday. For now, I'm gonna see what I can do to make my own background for our art prints. See if maybe some watercolor paint can help me out. I don't have a whole lot of art supplies here, but I've got a paintbrush, some kids watercolor paint. I only have this dark blue. It comes out much lighter when it's like actually watercolored, but it's not the color that I want it to be. So I broke off a little teeny tiny piece of cream as well, and I'm gonna try and mix those together so that I can make paint the right color. And then I'm gonna try and use another piece of paper to do straight lines, to do like kind of stripes. We'll see. I'm not confident that this is gonna work. I'm doing some experimenting, and I can't decide now if I should do like gingham like this here at the bottom, or if I should just leave it as like vertical stripes. I'm gonna start over because this part just got really messy. It's a little bit too close together, but straight lines or more of a gingham behind our picture. Oh my gosh, how cute. Okay, this turned out way cuter than I thought it would. Obviously, I still have to put like the main thing in here. I think I'm gonna do a picture, either of our family at the beach or a little like handwritten quote of like, how lucky are we? I'm not positive which one, but I'm so excited how this turned out. It's been a handful of days since I last talked to you. I spent the weekend just mulling over what it was that I wanted to put in those frames. So it took me a long time. There are some pieces that I just found online, and then others that I created myself. But all of them have been submitted to a print shop to have them printed. And I'm not sure when that's gonna be done. So far I haven't had like a estimated time of when they'll be done. They are very close, so I can go pick them up, but I just don't know when it's gonna happen. So I'm waiting on that anxiously because I would love to just get it all put together and done. But for now, I don't think I'm going to spray paint my lamp quite yet, just because that seems like a big undertaking and I just don't have the energy right now. So I do want to place it though, put a light bulb in and see if it works. So let's do that. I feel like I already talked about this lamp, but I got it for free from my Buy Nothing group, and I thought it would go good in this corner of the living room. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess. I am just starting on some nursery projects too for another video, so get this out of the way. First things first, we need to put a light bulb in this thing. It is a little bit bent, and I think that's why they were giving it away for free. I feel like that could easily be fixed. You can see, I think, that it just like is a little wonky. So, oh yeah, that bends back really easy. Interesting. All right, so we've got that screwed in. Put my shade on the top. I still think eventually I'm going to paint this so that it is not so dark, but we'll see when we get there. There, I feel like that's great. Yeah, it kind of balances out the living room here. I feel like that's awesome. For free, that makes a big difference. So, win there. All right, my next order of business is I need to find the spray paint. So we are headed out to the shed. So this is gonna be a bit of a struggle, but I'm going to find where I put the spray paint in here. And I know now that paint should not be kept out in the shed where it's hot. So hopefully it still works. Bare metallic, it's like kind of brassy gold-ish. Adheres to wood, metal, plastic, and more. So I use this, I think I mentioned, on my daughter's play kitchen, and it's held up super well. So I think it'll be fine on a picture frame. The AC came on, so hopefully it's not too loud, but I'm gonna take these frames, I'm gonna take the art and the backs off so it's just the frame. And we're gonna attempt to spray paint these before my baby wakes up. First coat of paint on the first frame. We're going to continue that over the next hour or two, and then hopefully we will have some frames that are ready for art, and I'm really hoping that art will be ready today, but we will see. All right, we're in luck. I was able to pick up all of our prints, so let me show you what we've got. This first one says, "How lucky are we?" And I'm gonna put it right over the top of my blue. We'll just do it. Let's just put it on there. Yeah. How lucky are we? That is so cute. I love it. How cute. Okay, big fan. My frames for my kitchen. So before I had some beach themed photos in my daughter's nursery at our last home, but we're not using these now, so I'm gonna use these frames in the kitchen instead of the ones that I showed you before. And those ones that I showed you that I've been spray painting, I'm going to put in our living room. there's that one. So cute. I'm really liking how these are turning out. And one final one is gonna be, says "You're my jam," and it's got some strawberries on there. I kept the words very like minimal and like you don't really see them unless you're looking close, just to keep it from being too busy in there. Very cute. Loving how these are. So cute. And then I'll just show you. I'm sure I will get my frames spray painted before I post this video, but I just wanted to show you these last prints. I saw something very similar in somebody's house once, but I have no idea who it was that did the art, and I couldn't find it like anywhere. So I made my own version. Theirs was like one big giant like landscape print, and mine of course is just going to be 2 squares because that was the cheapest way to print for this size of art. So the quote is, "Such a beautiful day. I'm so glad I spent it with you." Sorry, you can hear that music. It's my husband playing his new mandolin. But on it, it's got like all these little quotes that are just like hidden in there. So very busy looking, but I thought it would be a fun way to like bring more color into the living room with the artwork. And I don't know, it's just something a little bit different. This is definitely different than anything I've done in my house before, so it's a little out of my comfort zone, but I love them. I customized it. I know on theirs it had like song quotes or just like phrases that are common. So I did one specific to us, like ones that like I put a line from our wedding song and like songs that we just listen to a lot together. So yeah, I'm excited about those. These will be going in the big gold frames. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do them yet. I'm not sure if they'll be in the middle or if it's gonna be like lower down or higher up like a Polaroid might look, but yeah, we'll figure that out. Those are all my prints framed for now. I decided that I'm gonna measure this so that I don't have to try and rehang it because I'm all out of command strips and I don't want to have to go to the store, so let's measure. I'm getting a new angle now because I turned my camera around so I could see too. Really want to make sure these look even before I stick it on here. Ta-da! That looks so much better, and it cost me, let's see, these 2 prints were $1.99 each. I had everything else, so $4, and now my kitchen feels more complete, which is nice. All right, it is the next day. You're up on my stairs so that you can see me here, but this is like the wall that you see when you enter our house, and as you can tell, it's very blank. So I finished spray painting our frames and I got our art prints in there. These are the last big ones that I did. So we're gonna put these up on the wall and I'm so excited. They turned out so cute. So let's get them on the wall. Looks so cute. I'm so excited about these. I feel like obviously the frames could have been better. They've got like, I don't know if you can even see in the camera, but there's like little spots on them. Oh, it's cute. I mean, it could definitely have been bigger, but for what it is, the price, the money I spent, I feel like this is great. All right, we are ready to do the final piece of our home refresh today. I don't think this is going to be complete today, just because I had a tight budget to work with and, you know, get everything that I would want. So I think this is going to be more of a work in progress, but we're going to hang it all up, get it mostly there, and then I can like update a little bit as we go. I think we're just going to start hanging these. It would probably be smarter to like have some rhyme and reason for it, but we are just gonna hang them and see what happens. What I'm thinking with this one is that I'm gonna do like a bunch of Polaroid sized photos in it. So it would go like here. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. Sticks to everything, right? So let's see. Back of the frame looks like this. Do I take off this little thing? Oh, oh no! I just shattered this trying to get that thing off. Darn it, my $2 frame. Okay, hopefully it didn't hurt my picture and I can just use the frame without glass. Oh, that was bad. All right, here is the final product. Not really the final, but where we're getting to today. This is kind of the end of my budget, so obviously there's still a lot left to do in my house. There's a lot more decorating that we could do, but we're keeping it very cheap and minimal expense anyway. So slowly but surely I will finish each area of my home. I'm definitely like feeling the bug or like the itch to start making my home feel more homey and get it ready, and I think that's the start of nesting. So definitely gonna be doing a lot more of this over the next few months for sure before this baby comes. So if you like this kind of video, then please let me know and I will share more of this kind of thing with you. But other than that, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you again next time for another one. Bye!